Sacrament 7-2, Midnight Legend 4-1 from 7-2, and Broadway Flyer steady on 6-1. Arneo is an 8-1 chance, Double Trigger is 11-1 from 12s, Party Season 40s and 50s, and Moonax the same price, 40-1 from 50-1. All quoted for the Ledger.
And the starters' orders, and they race away. A Midnight Legend is the one that's coming through with Broadway Flyer, but Broadway Flyer gets to the front now. This is going to be a searching test of stamina. Broadway Flyer by 2 lengths to Red Root on the outside of Midnight Legend. Settled four is Ionio, with Double Trigger on the outside, but this Broadway Flyer is stretching them. He's clear by 3 lengths to Midnight Legend in second, then Red Root, and then Double Trigger, who's on the outside of Ionio, followed through by Sacrament, and then comes Party Season. Moonax is the back marker, and already some 12 to 15 lengths off the pace, which is being set by Broadway Flyer. Broadway Flyer by a couple of lengths now to Midnight Legend in second, and then Red Root in third, and Ionio and Double Trigger. A gap then of a couple of lengths to Sacrament, and then Party Season and Moonax. The 2 outsiders are well out the back, but it's Broadway Flyer. Michael Hill's taking absolutely no prisoners and setting a searching gallop in the Teleconnection St. Ledger. Clear by a length and a half to 2 lengths to, in second place, Midnight Legend, and then showing third is Red Root, followed by Ionio and then Double Trigger, with Sacrament the inside of Party Season, and the back marker is Moonax, but the leader is Broadway Flyer, and he's not stopping. Look at him go. That's Broadway Flyer from Midnight Legend in second, then Red Root in third, and the green cap, that's Ionio. Green colours Double Trigger. Party Season the outside of Sacrament, who's galloping as fast as he can, and is only a length in front of Moonax, and it's Broadway Flyer who leads, clear by 2. They've passed the halfway point. Is Broadway Flyer clear by 3 to Midnight Legend in second place, Red Root in third, and that's the 15-8 favourite. Sacrament, a 7-2 chances in the blue cap on the right of the picture, second from last, but Broadway Flyer has kicked 4 clear as they start the turn in, under 3/4 of a mile to go, and it's Broadway Flyer clear by 3 lengths to Midnight Legend in second, then Red Root on the outside, and Double Trigger the outside of Ionio, and then we have Sacrament the inside of Party Season, and the back marker is Moonax. They're starting the turn in, and Broadway Flyer at the top of the home run just isn't stopping. He's clear by 3 to 4 lengths. Red Root, the favourite in the yellow colours, is pulled wide for second place. Ionio is getting closer, and it looks as if Midnight Legend has been burned away. Moonax with a run. Sacrament's going to go for the same gap. No room at the end. Out in trouble out in front. It's Broadway Flyer clear by 3 lengths. Green cap, here comes Ionio. Double Trigger, the horse with the big white face. The rank outside, and Moonax is getting closer. But it's Broadway Flyer with just over 2 furlongs to go in the Teleconnection St. Ledger. Here comes Ionio, the green cap, white sleeve jacket. Here's Moonax back in 4th place. Here's the Double Trigger, the favourite will not be winning. That's Red Root, he's out of it. And it's Broadway Flyer keeping up the gallop from Moonax in second place, who's pressing very hard indeed. And it's Broadway Flyer, and Michael Hills is throwing everything at him. Here comes Moonax, under Pat Henry going for his 11th classic win. And it's Moonax, the big outsider. What a shock result. Moonax takes us in Ledger. Moonax it is. Broadway Flyer second, Double Trigger is third. Then came Sacrament 4 and Ionio 5, followed by Party Season, and then Red Root. Very, very disappointing, beating only 1, and that one was Midnight Legend. And so the result of this, the Teleconnection St. Ledger, is a win for number 5, Moonax, in the colours of Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Barry Hills at 40-1. A colossal result for Pat Henry, his rider, for whom he has already had 10 classic wins, and a notable classic triumph for trainer Barry Hills, whose stable have been very quiet of late, but he's of course won the classics Tap on Wood and Enstone Spark the Guineas, but Moonax has landed the prize, coming from off a strong pace that was set by the second horse home, number 1 Broadway Flyer. Well battled Broadway Flyer, just not good enough on the day to make Moonax, this Caerleon horse, who is bred at the Liscana Stud Limited, and would you believe it, your little boy has come to win a Group 1 race. That's Moonax. Second horse home is Broadway Flyer. Third we have number 2 Double Trigger, and well has he run for Jason Weaver, but not well enough to take Moonax on his day, who's come back in terrific form. So Pat Henry gives the horse a well-deserved pat down the neck. This is by far and away
Moonax at 40-1. Second, number 1 Broadway Flyer 6-1. And third, number 2, Double Trigger, returned at 9-1. Number 7, Red Roop, is the 15-8 favourite. And pretty measly old tape return, £20.90 for the win. The places 350, 190 and 190 again. The dual forecast paid £73.20 and the CSF came to £231.97.
One is Further Flight himself, winner of 19 of his 43 races, as Barry reminded us, ridden by Michael Hills. 2 is Admiral's Well, ridden by Richard Quinn. 3, Double Trigger, Jason Weaver. 4, The Blinkered Not in Doubt, ridden by Billy Newens. 5 is Escarpment, ridden by John Reed. 6, Old Revell, Kevin Darley. 7, Poltaf, Mick Canaan. 8, Silence in Court, Jimmy Fortune, and 9 is Transom, written by Pat Edery, and here's how they bet. That's it, and they're away. And who's going to make it in the early stages? Not in doubt, the early leader. From the white-faced Double Trigger, then on the outside, that's the right of the picture as we see them, is Poltaf. Over on the far side, Silence in Court. Transom is prominent between Silence in Court and Double Trigger, and Not in Doubt and Billy Newens the leaders as they pass the winning post with a complete circuit ahead of them. Transom is second and Silence in Court next, and then comes Admiral Well and Double Trigger, and on the inside then Old Revell, and behind them Escarpment, and the back marker is Further Flight. So Not in Doubt ensuring a really sound pace as they run down now towards Swinley Bottom. From on the inside, Silence in Court. On the outer is Transom. Then comes Admiral's Well and Double Trigger. And just in behind them, Old Revell. Behind Old Revell is Poltaf, then Escarpment, and finally Further Flight. And Not in Doubt, with an advantage of about 3 lengths now over Silence in Court and Transom, then Admiral's Well and Double Trigger, and Old Revell and Poltaf, Escarpment, and Further Flight. A mile and a quarter to run now in the Insul Pack Sagaro Stakes, in which 7 of these 9 runners hold the Gold Cup engagement, all of them except Further Flight and Not in Doubt the leader from Transom. Then on the inside, Silence in Court. Admiral's Well comes next. On the inside is Old Revell, on the outside Double Trigger, and then Poltaf and Escarpment, and finally Further Flight. Got about 7 furlongs to run now. Not in Doubt the leader from Silence in Court and Transom. That was the 7th pole they passed. In 4th with Admiral's Well, then Double Trigger and Old Revell and Escarpment, and Poltaf and Further Flight. Coming up to the 6th pole now, and still Not in Doubt the leader. From in 2nd, Silence in Court. Going up on the outside, Transom. And queuing up behind them, Double Trigger and Admiral's Well and Old Revell, and then Poltaf running round them towards the outside, Escarpment, and making a little bit of progress now is Further Flight. They're coming now past the half-mile pole, just coming to it, and it's Transom who's gone to the front from Admiral's Well and the white-faced Double Trigger. Just in behind them, Silence in Court and Poltaf running round them, and Further Flight getting nearer all the time. Into the home straight, Transom the leader as they turn into it from Admiral's Well and Double Trigger, then Silence in Court, Poltaf, and making ground towards the outside, towards the right of the picture, the grey Further Flight, but in the centre it's Double Trigger from Poltaf. Further Flight towards the right, over on the far side, Admiral's Well. Silence in Court's making good ground. It's Double Trigger now from Poltaf. Poltaf takes it up now from Double Trigger. Silence in Court on the far side in 3rd. Racing into the closing stages, and it's Poltaf on the near side, Double Trigger on the far side. There's very little between these two as they race up towards the line. Poltaf and Double Trigger. Double Trigger just pulling it out and wins it. Double Trigger's won it from Poltaf. Silence in Court is 3rd, and Old Revell 4, 5 Escarpment, 6, 7 and 8 are Admiral's Well and Transom and Further Flight. And last of the 9 was the long-time leader, Not in Doubt, and so the result of the Insular Pack Sagaro Stakes. First, number 3, Double Trigger, winner of the Italian Ledger, third in our Ledger, and now winner of the Insular Pack Sagaro, owned by Mr. R.W. Huggins, trained by Mark Johnston and ridden by Jason Weaver. Second was number 7, Poltaf, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Mick Kinnan. And third was number 8, Silence in Court, owned by Mr. Peter G. Freeman, trained by Brian McMahon and ridden by Jimmy Fortune, with fourth, number 6, Old Rouvel.
First, number 3, Double Trigger, 9-2 co-favourite. Second, number 7, Poltaf, 9-2 co-favourite. And third, number 8, Silence in Court, 5-1.
First run in 1807 for 100 guineas. Number 1 is Admiral's Well, ridden by Richard Quinn. 2, Vintage Crop for Ireland, the senior runner, 8 years old, ridden by Mick Kinnan. 3 is Double Trigger, ridden by Jason Weaver. 4, Moonax, Pat Edery. 5, Old Rouvel, Frankie Dettori. 6, The Flying Phantom, Philip Robinson. And 7, from France, The Little Thief, ridden by Alain Jonc. So first prize of 111,750, and they're running. Double Trigger, the leader in the early stages. Double Trigger from Old Rouvel and Admiral's Well beside him. Then comes The Little Thief, Moonax, Vintage Crop, and finally The Flying Phantom. Double Trigger attempting a very difficult task of making all the running in the Gold Cup under Jason Weaver. This northern horse trying to give Mark Johnson his first ever Royal Ascot winner. He's come down 243 miles, this horse, from Midland to tackle these stayers, and he's leading them by 2 lengths from Old Rouvel and Admiral's Well, with The Little Thief for France in 4th, being tracked by Moonax. And then towards the outside of the sheepskin noseband, the senior, the old man, Vintage Crop, with the grey, the Flying Phantom on his inner. Coming to the point now, which will be a furlong from home on the next circuit, the white-faced Double Trigger from Admiral's Well and Old Rouvel. Little gap then to The Little Thief, Moonax, Flying Phantom and Vintage Crop. Shortly they'll swing right-handed under the 1.5 gate to begin the run down towards Swinley Bottom. Running zestfully in the lead, Double Trigger from Admiral's Well and Old Rouvel. The little gap then to The Little Thief, and then Moonax, Vintage Crop and the Flying Phantom. Double Trigger ensuring a really serious staying event for this 1995 Ascot Gold Cup. Double Trigger from Admiral's Well and Old Rouvel. Then The Little Thief for France. Moonax and Vintage Crop now matching strides, and the grey Flying Phantom is the back marker of the 7. Got 1.25 miles to run. And still Double Trigger from Admiral's Well, Old Rouvel, Vintage Crop, Moonax, and The Little Thief has been pulled up. The Little Thief has been pulled up. He's gone lame, I'm afraid, behind, and Alain Jonc has pulled him up. He's unaccustomed to firmish ground, and they're passing the milepost now, and Double Trigger is the leader still. From Admiral's Well in 2nd, Old Rouvel 3rd, Vintage Crop 4, Moonax 5, and 6th the Flying Phantom. Racing to the 7 furlong pole in the Gold Cup, and Double Trigger maintaining this very sound gallop indeed from Admiral's Well. Then Old Rouvel, Vintage Crop getting a little bit closer, Pat still biding his time on Moonax, and then the Flying Phantom, 6 to run. Double Trigger the leader. Admiral's Well, Moonax moving up on the inside now, Vintage Crop on the outside, and they're really beginning to concertina, but still Double Trigger has it, and he's stretching again from Admiral's Well and Moonax and Vintage Crop as Old Rouvel loses his place inside the final half furlong, and still Jason Weaver, half mile I should say, and still Jason Weaver on Double Trigger from Moonax, threatening him now. On the inside, on the outside is Admiral's Well. Losing ground is Vintage Crop. They're coming to the 2 furlong pole, and Double Trigger still holding them all. Moonax is under pressure. It's Double Trigger from Moonax and Admiral's Well. Vintage Crop is trying to challenge again, but Double Trigger with his bright face is going to avenge his previous defeats by Moonax. And Mark Johnson's going to win his first race at Royal Ascot, and Double Trigger is going to win the Gold Cup in tremendous style. He's made every yard of the running a rare performance at the line. Double Trigger the winner, Moonax second, Admiral's Well third in a photo. 4 come Vintage Crop and final 5 Old Rubel, and 6th and last is the Flying Phantom, because the Little Thief was pulled up. But this is the hero of the hour, Double Trigger, number 3. Owned by Mr. R.W. Huggins, trained by Mark Johnston, and ridden by Jason Weaver. It's a photo for second place, but a little doubt that Moonax, number 4, owned by Godolphin Racing, trained by Barry Hills and ridden by Pat Edery, is second, with number 1, Admiral's Well, a very, very close third. Admiral's Well, ridden by Mr. A.D. owned by Mr. A.D. Spence, trained by Reg Akerst, and ridden by Richard Quinn. But this is the winner by Elamanamu out of Solak, Double Trigger.
3 Double Trigger, 9-4. Second, number 4, Moonax, 13-8 favourite. And third, number 1, Admiral's Well, 25-1. No, 7 runners.
Number 1 is Double Trigger, ridden by Jason Weaver. 2, Admiral's Well, Richard Quinn. 3, Bold Gate, Walter Swinburne. 4, Cufflink, Paul Edery. 5 is Further Flight, 9 years old, the senior runner, winner in 91 and 92, ridden by Michael Hills. 6 is Camasine, John Reed. 7, Saxon Maid, Frankie Dettori. 8, Double Eclipse, the stable companion of Double Trigger and ridden by Tyrone Williams. And 9 is Jayush, ridden by Willie Carson, seeking his 5th triumph, no less, in the Goodwood Cup. Here's how they bid. The flight, the last in, and they're away. And who is going to make it? Double Eclipse well up there in the early stages, so's Admiral's Well, so's Double Trigger, and it's the brothers. Double Trigger going on from Double Eclipse and Admiral's Well, then comes Camasine and Saxon Maiden, Cufflink and Bold Gate. And behind them the grey Further Flight and the back marker Jayush. So as he did in the Gold Cup, he's setting out to endeavour to make every yard of the running. Double Trigger from Admiral's Well, then Double Trigger's brother, Double Eclipse, the junior. Camasine comes next, followed by Saxon Maiden, Cufflink and Bold Gate, then Further Flight and Jayush. And Jason Weaver is ensuring that this is a proper gallop, this 1995 Tiffany Gold Cup. Double Trigger, the clear leader from Admiral's Well. Double Eclipse, Camasine, Saxon Maid, Cufflink, Bold Gate, Further Flight, Jayush. Right over the far side now. And still Double Trigger making it from Double Eclipse, going up on the outside of Admiral's Well, little between these two. Then comes a little gap to Camasine. Behind Camasine is Saxon Maid, then Bold Gate making a little bit of progress, Cufflink, Further Flight and Jayush. And still Jason Weaver cutting it out on this horse, who's one of 2 bidding to become the first northern-trained Goodwood Cup winner since 1957. Double Trigger from Admiral's Well and Double Eclipse. Cufflink on the inside, Camasine on the outer. Bold Gate travelling well towards the right spot, the check cap there. But they're beginning the run now down to the home turn, and as they do so, it's still Double Trigger, the leader from Admiral's Well, the 3-year-old, Double Eclipse, then Bold Gate, then Cufflink, then Camasine, then Saxon Maid, then Further Flight trying to get on terms, and Jayush is the back marker. And it's still Double Trigger with his white face from Admiral's Well, Double Eclipse, Bold Gate towards the outside. They're coming down towards the 2 furlong marker, and as they do so, it's the white face of Double Trigger still with the advantage from his brother now, Double Eclipse. Bold Gate towards the outside, coming down towards the furlong pole, and it's the 2 brothers now, Double Trigger and Double Eclipse. Double Eclipse on the near side, Double Trigger on the far side. The 2 brothers are fighting it out. Double Eclipse on the near side, Double Trigger on the far side. It's going to be close. Double Trigger is just lengthening as they come to the line. It's going to be a photo, but Double Trigger's won it from Double Eclipse, and Camasine was third. Double Trigger has won it from Double Eclipse. What a fantastic outcome to the 1995 Tiffany Gold Cup. Fought out between the 2 brothers. Double Trigger, number 1, the 4-year-old who's just beaten in a photo Double Eclipse, his brother, the 3-year-old. Both by Elamanamu out of Solak. They're full brothers. Jason Weaver has just won from Tyrone Williams, and third was number 6, Camasine. 285 miles they've come, these full brothers, to share the spoils at the end of the Tiffany Goodwood Cup.
First, number 1, Double Trigger, 2-1 favourite. Second, number 8, Double Eclipse, 15-2. And third, number 6, Camasine, 25-1.
With Double Trigger ridden by Jason Weaver, the 5-2 on favourite. Further Flight 8-1 Michael Hills, Admiral's Well 6-1 Richard Quinn, Cufflink 7-1. That's the man of Paul Edery. Escarpment's ridden by Frankie Dettori at 12-1. The outsider, Old Rouvel, Mick Kinney. Under orders they race away, and Old Rouvel a little bit slow to stride on the outside. The horse with the white face, that's on the left of the picture. That's Double Trigger, the 3's on favourite. But it's Admiral's Well that's taking him on as they come up past the enclosures with the blue jacket on the inside, Escarpment. Double Trigger out wide. Then settled back in 4 is Cufflink, followed by Old Rouvel, and Further Flight, looking for his 21st win, is the back marker. The grey, as they come up past the enclosures, they're down to the Pert Hempson Ledger start at the end of the first quarter mile in this, the East Coast Doncaster Cup. And we're on the right lines because Double Trigger shows the way. Cufflink on the outside of Admiral's Well, a second and third, and then Escarpment followed by Old Rouvel, and the back marker is Further Flight. And this is the Ledger start area they're going past now, and it's Double Trigger on the front end by length to Cufflink in second, and then Admiral's Well, the rail, the inside, followed through in the dark blue or the royal blue colours, Escarpment, that settled in 4, and then Further Flight the outside of Old Rouvel. So Double Trigger, a winner of 7 races. Double Trigger leading from, in second place, Cufflink, and then Admiral's Well in third. They're the leading 3, bowling along well. Escarpment's back in 4, and the old grey Further Flight, he's been round Doncaster a few times, on the outside of Old Rouvel, the back marker. And as they go to the first quarter mile, at a glance, this pace on with Double Trigger is just appropriate.
Yes, he's not trying to wear his opponents down quite so ruthlessly as he did at Ascot. At least he's not yet.
No, he's going a good clip though, and certainly they've got a long way to go, plenty of time to make his stamina tell. 3 or 4, well, most of them travelling well in behind him, but you'd expect them to at this stage. But as they continue down the back, and certainly as they enter the straight, you'll see Jason Weaver just beginning to let a little bit of rain out, really begin to test them. And although 1 or 2 of the jockeys sitting still, I would imagine that they're all going as fast as they'd want to be at this stage, just barely at cruising, I'd say, trying to stay with this horse, Double Trigger.
Got a really magnificent stride, the 11-4 on favourite, 10-1 bar. So is it Double Trigger to make all in the East Coast Doncaster Cup? They're about halfway. It's Double Trigger who leads, Cufflink on the outside, Paul Edery just pushing along, Admiral's Well and Richard Quinn going well in third place, but Double Trigger has the edge to, in second place, Cufflink, and then Admiral's Well on the inside, Escarpment That's Double Trigger. There goes Cuffling. Here comes Admiral as well, the striped cap. Then the blue colours, that's Escarpment, the old grey Further Flight, and the back marker is Old Rouvel. They've got under 3/4 of a mile to go. Double Trigger just pricking his ears as they start the turn in. Double Trigger it is. Right, looking at those workmen in the orange jackets there. Double Trigger leading in. So they skip round the home turn, half a mile to go, and this is where he is going to be ruthless, we hope. Double Trigger, Cufflink, Escarpment's going well. Look at Further Flight creeping up on the outside. Admiral's well in behind them, and Old Rouvel. They've got 3 furlongs to go. Double Trigger only by about half a length in Cufflink. On the look of the grey on the left, Further Flight coming there strongly. Escarpment seems to have gone, and Double Trigger finds reserves. So, oh, what a race this is. Big horse, the white face of rail, Double Trigger. The old faithful Further Flight's putting pressure on now. Admiral's Well's back in third. Then we have Cufflink and Old Rouvel. They've got just over 300 yards to go. And Double Trigger has found another gear. Further Flight, the old boy, can't live with this. And it's Double Trigger going clear. 4, 5, 6 clear. And Double Trigger annihilates them. Oh, a breathtaking performance. Double Trigger it is, storming up towards the line. Makes all Double Trigger. Jason Weaver looks round. Double Trigger the winner, Further Flight second, Old Rouvel third. Admiral's well in 4, a big break to Cufflink, and then came Escarpment, and they'll probably get back into the jockey's changing room before it really does start to bucket from the heavens. But Double Trigger, worth getting wet to watch this one. Double Trigger in the colours of Mr. R.W. Higgins, the 11-4 on favourite of this, the East Coast Doncaster Cup.
Here's the Doncaster Cup SP. First number 1, Double Trigger, completing the Stayers Triple Crown, the 11-4 on favourite. Second number 2, Further Flight at 11-1. Third number 6, Old Rouvel at 25-1. The totes there, the win paid 130, places 110 and 290. Dual forecast 350. The CSF £4.88.
She'll pack Sagaro Stakes, and they're running. And who's going to make it? Double Trigger goes straight into the lead, showing with his bold white face, being tracked by Jelebi Ascan, and over on the far side the Grey Shot. So it's Double Trigger and Grey Shot. Grey Shot just going on now from Double Trigger and Jelebi Ascan, and then Darrow and Always Aloof and San Martino, and Old Rouvel the back marker, and Grey Shot the leader. From Double Trigger, Jelebi Ascan, and then Darrow and San Martino on the inside of Always Aloof, and the back marker is Old Rouvel. And they're going a good pace on this firm ground here at Ascot as they go past the 1.5 mile point, and Grey Shot leading. Double Trigger, Jelebi Ascan, a little gap then to Darrow, a further gap to San Martino is being followed by Always Aloof, and then the back marker Old Rouvel. Running down towards Swinley-Gotham and maintaining a strong gallop. Grey Shot from Double Trigger. Little gap then to Jelebi Ascan. A further gap then to Darrow, then Always Aloof, San Martino and Old Rouvel. 1.25 miles to run now. In the insel pack, Sagaro and Grey Shot. And Frankie Dettori leading Jason Weaver on the champion stayer, Double Trigger, with a little gap then to Jelebi Ascan, who's being followed by Darrow, Always Aloof and San Martino. They're just passing the mile point, the leaders, and Old Rouvel still the back marker, and Grey Shot still making it from Double Trigger. Gap of about 6 lengths then to Jelebi Ascan and Darrow, and then Always Aloof and San Martino and Old Rouvel. Still these two. Grey Shot from Double Trigger. Darrow in third. Jelebi Ascan next, then Always Aloof, San Martino over on the far side, Old Rouvel just the back marker. Coming down now to the 5 furlong pole, and as they do so, Grey Shot still the leader from Double Trigger, being pushed along hands and heels now by Jason Weaver. Darrow getting a bit closer, so's Always Aloof. San Martino beginning a run. Jelebi Ascan has dropped right out of it, passing the half-mile pole and racing now towards the home turn. Grey Shot still the leader from Double Trigger in second. Then comes Darrow, Always Aloof on the outside. Then San Martino still making ground on the inner. Then Old Rouvel. They turn into the home straight now, and it's still Grey Shot and Frankie Dettori who made it all so far from Jason Weaver and Double Trigger. Grey Shot from Double Trigger. Double Trigger coming to take it up now. Off Grey Shot. Double Trigger with the advantage now from Grey Shot on the far side. Always Aloof coming there. Old Rouvel coming there from the rear as well. And he's got a fight on his hands, Double Trigger, as Grey Shot fights back. It's Grey Shot on the far side, Double Trigger on the near side. Grey Shot fighting back inside the final 150 yards. Grey Shot on the far side, Double Trigger on the near side. It's going to be close as they race up towards the line. Double Trigger on the near side, Grey Shot on the far side. It's going to be a photo. Double Trigger has just spun it in a photo from Grey Shot. Always Aloof was third, and Daradan next, and Old Rouvel, and then San Martino, and finally last was Jellyby Skier, and it's a photo finish at the end of the insul-packed Sagaro Stakes, but little doubt that number one, Double Trigger, the winner of the Ascot and Goodwood Gold Cups, has won his third race here at Ascot. Double Trigger in a photo with number 4, Grey Shot. Double Trigger owned by Mr. R.W. Huggins, trained by Mark Johnston and ridden by Jason Weaver. And number 4, Grey Shot, owned by Mr. Jeff Smith, trained by Ian Balding and ridden by Frankie Dettori. Well, they went to post winners, earners of £600,000 between them, these 7 horses, and winners of 25 races and double champs and Ledger. They've earned $1,400,000 in win money and place money, these 7 runners, and won 36 races. And Classic Cliche, very, very much on his toes. This son of South, the junior runner in the field at 4 years old, is going to be blindfolded for Stall's entry. This 4th ride in the race for Michael Cannan, the clear leader in the London Club's charity trophy at the Royal Meeting. Getting a spin, Classic Cliche, now led towards his stall 7.
Last one coming in.
On the far side, and he's in all right. The hood removed. That's it. They're all set, and they're away. And the white face on the right of Double Trigger shows, with on the left Classic Cliche. Between horses is La Table, and La Table it is now, and Double Trigger. These two with Double Trigger going on from La Table, Classic Cliche. Then Assessor, behind Assessor is Nonanito for France, then Always Aloof, and the only mare, Upper Mount Clare. And Double Trigger, the leader, now as they race towards the intersection from La Table and Classic Cliche. He had to do it the hard way last year, this son of Elamanamu, who was bidding to become one of only 6 in the long history of British racing to win the Ascot, Goodwood and Doncaster Gold Cups in one season. And he's coming up now towards the winning post on the first circuit. The leader from La Table, Classic Cliche and Assessor, then Nonanito, Always Aloof, and Upper Mount Clare, and getting a tremendous cheer as though this was the final circuit. But he's bowling along in the lead, a couple of lengths ahead of La Table, who's about 2 lengths up on Classic Cliche, then another couple to Assessor, and 2.5. 2 just in behind him, Nonanito, and behind Nonanito, Always Aloof and Upper Mount Clare. Double Trigger, just passing the 1.5 point in this 1996 Group 1 Gold Cup, worth 118,872 to the winner, 38,900 to the second, 19,000 to the third, and 9,350 to the fourth. And they've got just over 1.25 miles to run now. Double Trigger, the leader, from La Table and Classic Cliche and Assessor and Nonanito, Always Aloof and Upper Mount Clare, passing the 1.25 mile pole. Double Trigger and Jason Weaver. Jason and Double Trigger with a 100% record in the race so far, having won this together last year. Lead by a couple to 2.5 from La Table, with Classic Cliche poised close in third. then Assessor Nonanito, always aloof, and Upper Montclair, and that was the mile pole they passed then, with Double Trigger the leader from La Table. Classic Cliché and Assessor and Nonanito, always aloof, and Upper Montclair past the 7. Double Trigger, the odds-on favourite from La Table. Classic Cliché and Assessor getting a little bit closer, and aloof, always aloof, racing towards the half-mile mark now. Double Trigger, the leader still by 2 from La Table. Classic Cliché, Assessor, Nonanito and always aloof, and Upper Montclair. Racing into the home turn now, and Jason asking Double Trigger to quicken a little further. Classic Cliché is still poised in 3rd under Mick Kinnan. Assessor's getting closer. Nonanito for France is next, though La Table is holding his place as well. Round the home turn, and it's Double Trigger the leader, with Classic Cliché the challenger towards the stand side. La Table between horses, and it's Double Trigger being pressed now by Classic Cliché. Double Trigger pulling it out now with his white face over on the far side. Classic Cliché on the near side. They're coming to the furlong pole. There's little between them. Double Trigger on the far side. Classic Cliché on the near side. Classic Cliché beginning to wear him down. It's going to be another for Mick Kinnan. Classic Cliché wins the Gold Cup. Classic Cliché the winner. Double Trigger is 2nd, and Nonanito for France is 3rd. Then always aloof and La Table, and behind them Upper Montclair, and finally Assessor. And so the result of the 1996 Ascot Gold Cup is first, number 6, Classic Cliché, owned by Godolphin, trained by Said bin Sarur, and ridden by Michael Kinnan. Second was number 3, Double Trigger, owned by Mr. Ron Huggins, trained by Mark Johnston, and ridden by Jason Weaver. And third was number 5, Nonanito, owned by Mr. Patrick Siba, trained by Jean Lesbourd, and ridden by Sylvain Guillot, with fourth, number 1, Always Aloof. This is the winner of the Potemps and Ledger, and now the winner of the Ascot Gold Cup, Classic Cliché, a 3-to-1 chance.
And in the end, it lived up to everything it promised, and class prevailed. Double Trigger, could he, should he have gone faster? He was pushing from the 6 furlong marker of Jason Weaver, but he couldn't burn off the opposition. There were plenty lining up with a chance in the straight, but in the end, it was Classic Cliché who came out of the pack, produced with perfect timing by Mick Kinnan, came to hit the front 200 yards from the finish, and bravely though Trigger battled back, he just hadn't got the resources, the speed to come back and pull back the lead. So the classic form prevails. The St. Ledger winner wins, and the rumours in the ring proved to be quite unfounded. Classic Cliché proved himself to be a champion. He stayed the 2.5 miles of the Gold Cup, and he's won in great style.
What an extraordinary tactical race, because Mick Kinnan knew he had to stay close enough to Trigger that when he pressed the accelerator, Classic Cliché would respond. He was close enough, that did happen. I think you're right, Julian, just early on in the race, possibly Double Trigger could have gone a bit quicker, but you can't expect too much of a horse. He's run his guts out, as ever. Classic Cliché just too good for him on the day.
Took John Frankham's eye in the paddock, and Graham's on the way down, but in the betting ring, no doubt in the punter's mind, it's Double Trigger they want, and not particularly Leo White. Jason, just talking before you came back from the paddock with Brough, John and I were sort of mulling over which surface suits Double Trigger best.
I would say if today is riding good to firm with a nice bit of life on it, that they're getting a little bit of response, I think that would be his perfect ground. I know I won the Italian St. Ledger on him on very soft ground, but he was racing, it was a superior horse against inferior company. And a few of his disappointments, the Melbourne Cup, the Prix de Cadran, have been on a softer surface, so it's nice that the rain has stayed away. I think this is probably ideal racing ground for him.
Well, the other two we haven't mentioned, Old Rouval, who's been chasing up 2 or 3 of these
over the years. Also Admiral as well, who's been in good form. He's got plenty on his plate. Assessor, who's come back from being abroad. He was over there, taken there for a couple of years, never really settled down. And maybe you'll see him go jumping. But tremendous race this. That's John Graham.
For this, the East Coast Doncaster Cup. That's it. Under orders, and they race away. And as they go to the first furlong or so, Double Trigger on the outside. Now, there's no pace, doesn't seem to be that much pace on here. Admiral as well, the inside of Leah White share the early work. Then we've got Double Trigger wide on the course, Soleric the inside. Assessor won the race a few years back in the blue colours in front of Old Rouvel. And they're through the first quarter mile now, and Double Trigger has worked his way into the lead. Goes on by length as they come to the first turn. And Double Trigger on a lovely long rein leading to Admiral as well and Leah White, and then sitting for Soleric, Old Rouvel and Assessor the back marker. They go past the Potemps Ledger start and out into the country, and it's Double Trigger towing them along. Double Trigger to Leah White and then Admiral as well, followed by Old Rouvel, Soleric, and the back marker is Assessor. Still Double Trigger leading, here's Pricked. To Admiral as well, the blue and white stripe cap, red cap on the outside, Leah White sits third, pink cap Old Rouvel, the black cap Soleric, blue colours out the back, that's Assessor. And Frankie looks round to see where the others are, and what a lovely pace he's going on Double Trigger. By a length or so to Admiral as well in second, and then we've got Leah White and Soleric, the horse that's very much on a roll on the inside of Old Rouvel. He's of course winner here over 2 miles. And the back marker is Assessor, one of the big outsiders. So the even money favourite leads in the East Coast Doncaster Cup. Soleric sitting, sharing fourth is the 13-8 chance. Double Trigger to Admiral as well in second, and then Leah White in third, and then Soleric, and then Old Rouvel. And the back marker is Assessor as they go over the top of Rose Hill. And they continue their run then with Double Trigger to Leah White in second and Admiral as well in third, and then Soleric the inside of Old Rouvel, and Assessor is the back marker. So Double Trigger, Jason, is he going fast enough?
Jason, I just say to you, when Frankie chivies them along, you jockeys talk, does he chivvy them in Italian or English?
He actually just chirps gently. He's not too much of a screamer. Quinny's a bit more of a screamer. Richard Quinn, you can hear him coming. Just changed legs there, this old horse. Is that normal for him? Well, as you see, Frank, he's not really on the bridle. I mean, he's just having to nudge him to keep him up to his work. That was pretty much how he's been racing, just lately anyway.
So they're heading for home, 3/4 of a mile to go. And it's Double Trigger in the lead. But the others are close enough. Admiral as well, the inside of Leah White. Then Soleric, Willie Carson just going to try and come with a run on the inside of Old Rouvel, at the top of the home run now. Half a mile to go. Double Trigger, Leah White the outside, Admiral as well, Soleric, Willie Carson's got a lot of horse. Old Rouvel, Assessor the back marker. 3.5 to go, and Double Trigger has lengthened and he's really gone on now. Admiral as well is feeling the hurt. They're in third place, but Leah White's putting down a challenge. Now Soleric has found room, starting to come with a run. They've got just over 2 to go, and it's Double Trigger in the lead. 2 in second place, Leah White. Now Soleric under pressure on the outside is third. Admiral as well can't live with them, and Double Trigger, he was playing with them, wasn't he? He's clear by 2 to Leah White, but Soleric is sprouting a big run the outside. But as Double Trigger got first run on him, he's clear by 3 inside the final furlong, and it's Double Trigger under Frankie Dettori to Soleric and Willie Carson as they race up towards the line. Double Trigger makes all, takes the Doncaster Cup for the second year at the line. Double Trigger the winner, Soleric is second, Leah White third, Admiral as well for Old Rouvel, beats Assessor who was last throughout. The result then of this, the East Coast Doncaster Cup, it's gone to the favourite stayer, Double Trigger, in the colours of Mr. R.W. Huggins, trained by Mark Johnson, ridden today by Frankie Dettori, his 80th winner of the year. Second horse home is number 4, Soleric, ridden by Willie Carson, and Frankie giving the horse a pat, as richly he deserves. Second horse home is ridden by Willie Carson, that's
Cliché, ridden by Frankie Dettori. 2, Grey Shot, John Reed. 3, Cannon Can, Tony McGlone. 4, Corradini, Kieran Fallon. 5 is Double Eclipse, ridden by Jason Weaver. 6, Double Trigger, Michael Roberts. 7 is Election Day, Visored, ridden by Olivier Pellier. 8, Persian Punch, Ray Cochrane. 9, Samran, ridden by Pat Edery, and 10 is State Fair, ridden by Tim Sprague. And they're away. And a fairly conservative pace in the early stages, though Double Trigger being chased up to take the lead with his white face. Double Trigger going on from Grey Shot. Just tucked in behind them, Election Day, a little bit wide of the others, is Persian Punch. Double Trigger the leader from Grey Shot. Then Cannon, Election Day. And Persian Punch on the near side. Just in behind them, Double Eclipse. But Double Trigger making it from Grey Shot and Election Day and Cannon and Double Eclipse. Behind Double Eclipse is Persian Punch, and then comes Classic Cliché. They'll be swinging right-handed shortly, and they're going quite a good clip now. Double Trigger the leader from Grey Shot in second, Election Day third. Then comes Cannon. On the inside is Persian Punch, on his outer Double Eclipse. And then tucked in behind them is Classic Cliché. But still making it, Michael Roberts on Double Trigger from Grey Shot. Election Day just stumbled a little bit there, but didn't lose very much impetus. He's fourth behind Cannon, who's moving up on the inside of Grey Shot. Persian Punch getting closer, then comes Double Eclipse, and then Samran. It's still Double Trigger, the winner in 1995, making it from Grey Shot, the winner in 96, with Cannon close on the inside. Then Persian Punch, and then Election Day. Behind them, Double Eclipse, and then comes Classic Cliché. They're beginning to breast the rise of the hill now. They've got just about 6 furlongs to run in the Crowson Goodwood Cup, and it's still Double Trigger the leader from Grey Shot, traveling well on the outside of Cannon. Just in behind them, Election Day and Persian Punch. The favorite, Classic Cliché, is still last as they run down towards the elbow. And as they do so, it's still Double Trigger from Grey Shot, Cannon, Persian Punch, Election Day, Double Eclipse making good ground. Classic Cliché now making ground from the rear towards the right of the picture. And as they come down now past the 3-pole, it's Double Trigger the leader. Double Trigger from Double Eclipse, his full brother, and here comes Classic Cliché under Frankie Dettori on the near side. It's Double Trigger from Classic Cliché and Double Eclipse as they come down past the 2-pole, and Classic Cliché has gone to the front now. It's Classic Cliché on the near side. Double Eclipse is fighting back, so is Double Trigger. Double Trigger's fighting back on the far side. Double Trigger's getting up and he's going to win it. At the line, Double Trigger is the winner. Classic Cliché is second. Double Eclipse is third. Fourth was Election Day. And then came Persian Punch and Samran and Cannon and Grey Shot, and behind Grey Shot was State Fair. And last was Corradini. And so Double Trigger has won the Crowson Goodwood Cup for the second time in his career. And once again, he's beaten his full brother Double Eclipse, who was third. The result, first number 6, Double Trigger, owned by Mr. Ron Huggins, trained by Mark Johnson and ridden by Michael Roberts. Second was number 1, Classic Cliché, owned by Godolphin Racing, trained by Saeed bin Sarur and ridden by Frankie Dettori. And third was number 5, Double Eclipse, owned by the Midland Partnership, trained by Mark Johnson and ridden by Jason Weaver, with fourth, number 7, Election Day.
Double Trigger to the rescue of bookmakers, the winner at 16-1. Second, number 1, Classic Cliché, the 5-4 favourite. Third, number 5, Double Eclipse at
Number 1 is Cannon Can, representing the Henry Cecil stable, Kieran Fallon. 2 is Celeric, last year's winner, Pat Edry. 3, Clerkenwell, saddled by Sir Michael Stout and ridden by Walter Swinburne. Number 4 is Double Trigger, a previous Gold Cup winner as well, Darrell Holland. Number 5 is Gordy from Ireland, Michael Cannan. 6, I'm Supposin, Ray Cochrane. 7, Mongol Warrior, David Harrison. Number 8, Persian Punch, John Reed. 9 is Sam Run, a non-runner. 10, Silence in Court, Alan Mackay. 11, Stretarez, Kevin Darley. 12, Cafe Tara, one of 2 Godolphin runners, Frankie Dettori. 13 is May Lane, who wears the white distinguishing cap, the other Godolphin runner, Dara O'Donoghue. 14, 3 Cheers, Michael Hills. 15 is Windsor Castle, Richard Quinn. 16, French Ballerina, another representative from Ireland, Seamus Heffernan. And 17, Book at Bedtime, Olivier Pallier. The one non-runner is number 9, Sam Run, so we have 16 runners in the Gold Cup. They're under orders and they're away. And Mongol Warrior on the near side, one of the first away. Out there too is Clerkenwell in the early stages, and Double Trigger, the white face showing out there in the centre, is going to be the early leader. From Persian Punch, who's up there as well, and Clerkenwell starting to track over. Cannon Can is not that far away, and there's a couple there that have tailed off. French Ballerina has refused to, something's gone amiss with French Ballerina, has been dismounted, and May Lane is at the rear of the field, but French Ballerina, something has gone amiss there, and she's out of the race as they head up the straight towards the 3 the first time. They've got just on 2 miles and a furlong to go, and Double Trigger out in front. There's Pat Edry back in centre field. That's the jockey's view from Pat Edry's saddle. He's lying in second last position. He's got Stretarez just ahead of him. The leader, though, is Clerkenwell, who takes it up here from Double Trigger. Then on the outside, Mongol Warrior, half a length away in third. The yellow jacket there of Book at Bedtime, followed next in the field by Cannon Can, and then on the inside, the green jacket of Windsor Castle. Further back then is Persian Punch in centre field, as the roars of the crowd greet them as they go past the judge. And further back in the field, behind Cannon Can at this stage, is 3 Cheers, with Gordy on the inside. Then a gap to I'm Supposin, followed by Stretarez. Back towards the rear is Cafe Tara, and Celeric out the back. Pat Edry has got only one behind him on Celeric at this stage. You could see that he was having a good view of them as they went around that corner. Last of all, with the white cap, is May Lane, and as they head down the back, that's Stretarez on the right with the yellow cap. On the left is Silence in Court. Heading down the back towards the 1.5 gate, and the leader here is Clerkenwell by a length to Book at Bedtime. Up on the outside of Double Trigger and Mongol Warrior, making a line of 3 there, vying for that second spot. They were followed then by Cannon Can. Up on the outside there of Windsor Castle, and further back in the field then at this stage follows Persian Punch as they head down the side over towards the far side rail. Gordy is just behind them with 3 Cheers, and I'm Supposin. Back in the field is Stretarez. They were followed then by Cafe Tara. Out the back is Celeric, third last from May Lane, and last of all is Silence in Court. Heading down the side now towards the 9 furlong marker, and the leader is Clerkenwell, and there's Pat Edry. He's having to wipe, he'd have to wipe his goggles if he had that view anyway as they head down the side. Leader here is Clerkenwell by half a length or so to Double Trigger, who's going to cut the corner, I think, at Swindley Bottom as they pass the mile. 2 lengths in advance then of Book at Bedtime, running a good race from in 4th position Mongol Warrior. Cannon Can is going well in 5th place, followed then by Windsor Castle, then 3 Cheers, followed further back in the field, then out wider as Cafe Tara. Clerkenwell just stumbled coming out of Swindley Bottom, lost the lead there, and Double Trigger takes it up, and Celeric is back in the ruck there. He's hard up against that far rail as they head under the trees in the Gold Cup. The leader is Double Trigger past the 6 by a length to Clerkenwell, and Cannon Can giving chase now. Book at Bedtime behind them from 3 Cheers in Windsor Castle. Stretarez is further back from I'm Supposin. Gordy's being scrubbed up on the left with the yellow jacket. Cafe Tara next, followed by back in the field at this stage May Lane. Then Persian Punch, hard ridden and doing nothing. Celeric's out under the trees from Silence and Court. Gordy's dropped back to second last, and last of all, almost tailed off as they passed the half mile, as Mongol Warrior racing up towards the home turn, and it's Double Trigger the leader. Double Trigger out in front, the 95 Gold Cup winner, bidding for a second win in the race. A length and a half to Cannon Cat. Celeric's well back in the ruck there, but he's starting to make a bit of ground on the outside as they swing the corner in the Gold Cup now, and it's Double Trigger over on the far side, the leader from Cannon Can, finishing fast as Cafe Tara up the centre from 3 Cheers. Behind them is Celeric giving chase as well inside the 2. It's Double Trigger though sticking to his guns on the far side. Cafe Tara though claiming him now at the furlong. Cafe Tara for Godolphin ranges up now to throw out the challenge to Double Trigger on the far side. 3 Cheers coming there on the near side as well. 3 parts of a furlong to go in the Gold Cup. Cafe Tara strikes the lead. Double Trigger's fighting back. He's coming back at him hard. They race towards the line, but Cafe Tara's going to win the Gold Cup. Cafe Tara beat Double Trigger. Third then was 3 Cheers. Fourth Silence in Court. Behind them followed May Lane from Cannon Can, then Persian Punch. Celeric back in the ruck.
Gold Cup then at 11-1, surprising even the mighty Godolphin camp. Double Trigger, a gallant second at 25-1, and 3 Cheers filling the third spot at 10.
Eric, Pat Heddery, 2 Cafe Tara, Frankie Dettori, 3 Double Trigger, Daryl Holland. Number 4 is Cannon Can, Kieran Fallon. 5 is Grey Shot, Olivier Pellier. 6 Sam Raan, Walter Swinburne. Take out 7 Single Empire, non-runner. 8 is 3 Cheers, John Carroll. 9 Yorkshire, Richard Quinn, and 10 Brimming, Jimmy Quinn. So 1 non-runner here, number 7 Single Empire, leaving a field of 9 for the 1998 Goodwood Cup. That's it, under orders, and they're away. Who's going to lead? Double Trigger, desperate to get there, and he goes on in the early stages from Cannon Can, but Grey Shot, having his first start for 5.5 months, now goes up, and the old rivals, they're wide apart at the moment. Grey Shot on the left with the noseband, on the right the white face of Double Trigger. They've got a history of taking each other on and putting each other into the deck, so let's see how they go today. 3 lengths away then in third is Cannon Can, followed by Yorkshire, and then Brimming. Back in the field is 3 Cheers in the early stages, followed then by Cafe Tara, who's right out the back as they continue their journey downhill now. Also back with Cafe Tara, Sam Raan and Celeric at the rear of the field. A very good gallop as you'd expect, and the leader is Grey Shot. Grey Shot on the near side by 1.5 lengths for Olivier Pellier from Double Trigger. Daryl Holland riding him along and anxious to get up there. They're 3 lengths in advance now of Cannon Can as they come towards this very sharp right-handed turn, and they make it okay. Then further back behind Cannon Can as they start to climb uphill is Yorkshire, who just had to be checked off his heels there. Then Brimming on the near side from Cafe Tara and Sam Raan right there in the centre. They're followed by 3 Cheers, and 2 lengths away is Celeric. Grey Shot out in front, blazing the trail in this Goodwood Cup. Grey Shot, one of 3 runners in the race, entered for the Melbourne Cup in November. A record European entry of 40 for that race, and he shows the way here by 1/2 length. The Double Trigger on the outside, just being niggled along. 4 lengths away then in third is Cannon Can. 2 lengths to Brimming is tucked away on the inside. Yorkshire is up there as well as they sort themselves out, and Cafe Tara not that far away. 4 or 5 lengths then to Sam Raan, followed by 3 Cheers, and Celeric just getting a move on from the back. Well, they're still going stride for stride as they head up over the far side now, about to start this stiff uphill climb towards home now. They've got just over 6.5 furlongs to go, and on the left it's Grey Shot being tried to be tackled by the Double Trigger with his big white face there on the outside. He's been hard at work throughout. 1/2 length away Cannon Can from Brimming, and then out wider is Yorkshire, followed by Cafe Tara, who's coming into it well. Then Celeric from Sam Raan, and 2 lengths then to 3 Cheers. Oh, maybe a bit more, 6 or 7 as they start to charge downhill. Less than 5 furlongs to travel. The leader on the far side is Grey Shot in the Goodwood Cup, 2 lengths to Double Trigger. Then Cannon Can, who's coming there pretty strongly, followed then by Yorkshire behind them. Then Brimming, followed by Cafe Tara, called on for an effort from Celeric. Sam Raan is giving them about 6 or 7 lengths start. Straightening up now at a little over 3 furlongs to go in the Goodwood Cup. Grey Shot is still there. Cannon Can is racing to him quickly on the near side. Double Trigger can't find much more. Yorkshire going well, followed then by Cafe Tara. Celeric running a big race.
racing up now towards the 2, and the leader is Cannon Can from Grey Shot. Yorkshire now called on for an effort from Double Trigger and Cape Tara. They're clear then of Celeric and 3 Cheers down the outside. A furlong and a half left to go. Cannon Can, the leader in the Goodwood Cup. Cape Tara raising another effort. Double Trigger coming back as well. Inside the furlong, can he do it? Double Trigger reaching deep for reserves of stamina. He's going to outstay them all and win his 3rd Goodwood Cup. It's Double Trigger and goes on to win the Goodwood Cup. What a mighty performance. Second does Cannon Can, tight 3rd. Celeric and 3 Cheers, followed by Cape Tara, Yorkshire, then Grey Shot, followed then by Samran and Brimming is last to finish. But he's done it. 3 Goodwood Cups, Double Trigger. What a mighty performance. He's beaten Cannon Can. It's tight for 3rd here between Celeric on the far side and 3 Cheers the near side. That's a photo for 3rd. And in 5th place is Cape Tara. In 6th is Yorkshire. And you can see the others are some way behind. They've really outstayed them. Grey Shot, the early leader, coming in 7th position. And a long way to the others.
And they have won over 930,000 in winning place money. Busy Flight trades at 92 in the ring, Michael Hills. Double Trigger 7-4, Darren Holland. Cannon Can, will he spoil the script? 9-4, Kieran Fallon won the race last year. 3 Cheers. Won't be for Frankie on this occasion, I don't think, although if you're backing with 11-4, you'll want to know. Candle Smile at 66-1 is ridden by Ray Cochrane. Doveton Star 25-1, Jimmy Fortune. That's the lineup for the Doncaster Cup.
And Double Trigger heads the market, but only just, drifting out from 6-4 to 2-1. 9-4 Cannon Can, 3 Cheers at 11-4. On the slide, Busy Flight out to 5-1 now. Then on 20s, a nibble for Doveton Star from 25s. And there's money also for Candle Smile, was 66, now half those odds at 33-1.
Kicks away, keen to lead is the trick, goes on Cannon Can the inside. Sitting in 3rd is 3 Cheers, very wide is Candle Smile, and Busy Flight tucked away, and Doveton Star tucked away as they go through the first quarter mile in this GNER Doncaster Cup. And it's Double Trigger out in front, where he's spent so much of his racing life, making all the own work, of course. And Cannon Can sits 2nd, 3 Cheers in 3rd. Then we've got Doveton Star racing in 4, and they come up past the winning line. Next time that counts, and there should be a roar in the crowd if he's in front on that occasion. The trick goes on to Cannon Can in 2nd place, 3 Cheers the outside, and then Doveton Star. Doveton Star and Busy Flight is towards the backing company with Candle Smile. And now look at him, he is pricked as he races away from the stands. And it's Double Trigger who leads. Playing to the camera, sitting in 2nd is Cannon Can. 3 Cheers the outside, and Doveton Star in the blue. Doveton Star, this big Unthwain mare. Then Candle Smile and Busy Flight sits at the back. No slouch, usually held up, Busy Flight. And they've gone through the first 3/4 of a mile. And it's Double Trigger. Won 13 of his 28 races. Then Cannon Can the grey in 2nd, and on the outside 3 Cheers in 3rd, just a winner of 3. Blinker today, 3 Cheers. And Doveton Star, the Alexander Stakes winner. Candle Smile, the rank outsider, but fancied by somebody. And the back marker is Busy Flight as they go up and over Rose Hill. And the odds of reward are Double Trigger and Cannon Can, the 9-4 joints, 3 Cheers 11-4, Busy Flight at 11-2, Doveton Star 20-1, Candle Smile at 40-1. Bit of a clairvoyant to find that one, Candle Smile, but you never can tell. So Double Trigger, Darrell Holland gets on well with the horse, but Frank is one on him, Jason Weaver's one on him, Michael Roberts is one on him. Grand performer out in front, past halfway in the Doncaster Cups, leads Cannon Can, joint favourite in 2nd, 3 Cheers, Doveton Star stays forever, and then Candle Smile, and don't rule out Busy Flight. He's still at the back of the pack. Can come with a run. Busy Flight, black sleeves, but they're spinning their way past the mile start on the round course and continuing this turn. Of course, Trigger's been all the way to Australia to race. So it's Double Trigger leading to Cannon Can the outside. Then we're going into 3rd place, 3 Cheers, and Doveton Star and Candle Smile. Now 3 Cheers, Frankie, just niggling along. Kieran, look at him sitting there, only 3/4 of the length down on Double Trigger. Can striding up the outside, down the straight they come. Doveton Star in third. Look at that Busy Flight with the black sleeve jacket at the back, getting closer now. But Double Trigger kicks, he goes on. He comes down to the 3 furlong marker, but Can the outside, still moving well. Is Busy Flight getting closer to the trigger? 2.5 furlongs to go in the Doncaster Cup, and Double Trigger in the lead. But Can under pressure in second place. Don't look behind Darrell, because you'll see Michael Hills on Busy Flight getting busy, but he's just being kept in there by Kieran. But he's got to run now on the inside of Double Trigger if he wants to take it. Just over a furlong to go. 12 seconds to manoeuvre for Busy Flight, but Double Trigger still just has it. Busy Flight next to the rails. He's asking him to go, but it's Double Trigger playing to his strengths. He's a great fighter, he's Double Trigger, and he's going to take it. This is truly remarkable. Double Trigger wins the Doncaster Cup for the 3rd time. Cheers to Doveton Star and Candle Smile in a different county. And 9-4. Joint favourite, that's really almost incidental, has won this, the GNER Doncaster Cup.
SP is on that Great Northeastern Railway Doncaster Cup. Double Trigger, the 9-4 joint favourite. Second number 2, Busy Flight, 11-2. And third number 4, Can, the other 9-4 joint favourite. Win tote 270, places 160 and 270. Dual forecast £6.20 and the straight forecast 13.30. Non-runners numbers 1 and 7 and